At Eldridge Park for Game 9, our first time playing the Orleans Firebirds. Welcome into pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, joined by Adam Gotkin and Devon Jarvis. And Adam, we had an off day yesterday, but our last game ended in our first walk-off of the season.
Yeah, it was a crazy game, a crazy win against the Cotuit Kettleers. Braden Holcomb with the walk-off single into center field in the bottom of the ninth inning to bring home John LeGrand. And it was a much-needed victory for this team, the first divisional win, first time that this squad has won back-to-back games, and you can really feel the momentum, especially going into the off day, that this team is rejuvenated. There's also some fresh faces, and overall just, good positive mojo right now.
Right. Well, there's some new faces in the lineup tonight. Anyone really sticking out to you?
Well, I think it's all four. We got four Bourne Braves making their starting lineup debut. Nick Groves coming in. He spent a summer in Hyannis last year, batted .360 there, so he should be a great addition. Ryan Cooney out of Oregon was first team All Big Ten. We have Jacob Craig out of Oregon State, first baseman, as well as Gavin Kelly, who played in one at-bat last game against Cotuit, but is making his starting lineup debut. I think all four of those players will be very exciting to watch.
Well, I know I feel it. I'm sure you guys feel it, and the players do as well. It's hot out here.
Yeah, very, very hot. It's approaching the hundreds, if not even higher, with the feels-like temperature. It's supposed to still be in the 80s once the game starts, so hydration is going to be key. These players need to make sure that they're taking care of themselves, drinking a lot of water, Gatorade, all of it, because it is a real hot one today. There's a little bit of a breeze, but even with it, it's toasty.
Well, first pitch will be at 6:30, but more pregame coverage coming up next. Ariel Tamir-Pinsky now joined by Lyle Alenstein. Lyle, let's talk about this pitching matchup today. What can you tell me?
Yeah, Braves got Alex Valentine back on the mound, who gave up 4 runs in his first appearance this year on the Cape, but didn't really get a whole lot of support from the fielding. Couple of errors, couple of bad bounces that kind of skewed his stat line a little bit. But, he's got another opportunity to get back out here today and put together a better performance. The Braves have cleaned it up in the field, so that should help him out. And then on the mound for the Orleans, Miles Gastola, who just announced his transfer commitment to Oregon yesterday after spending his past season at Gonzaga. It's his second season with the Firebirds, posted 4 wins last year. He's pitched in 1 game this year, 3 innings, 0 runs. Really good stuff from him.
And we're coming off an off day from yesterday. What are the benefits to that?
Yeah, I talked to Coach Scott Landers after the game on Sunday. He said, they need an off day, give them the time to relax. They gave them the option to kind of long toss they wanted to, but didn't have to. A lot of these guys aren't really used to playing every single day here on the Cape. These off days are needed. Some of these guys aren't really everyday players. Gives them an opportunity to rest and come back today fresh.
Well, thanks for joining me, Lyle. Don't go anywhere. First pitch will be at 6:30, and more pregame coverage coming up next. Ariel Tamir-Pinsky now here with Gavin Kelly from West Virginia. Gavin, you just got here a few days ago. How's the transition been?
It's been good. A lot of help from the staff, from the players. It's been really good.
I know you're playing second base tonight, but you kind of play all over the field. Do you have a favorite position?
I like to hit, so I just like being in the field. But, yeah.
You've only been here a few days. I know. Have you learned anything yet from Coach Landers or the other coaches being here?
I would just say it's good being around them as a whole, because you can take so much from just watching with them, just talking with them on the bench. So it's really good just being around them.
Well, thanks for joining me. Good luck tonight.
On the hottest day of the summer, we welcome you to Eldridge Park for the first time this season for game number 9. It's a rematch of the 2023 Cape League Championship Series. The Bourne Braves taking on the Orleans Firebirds. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network. I'm Adam Gotkin alongside Devon Jarvis. Our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, will join us later on. The Bravos come into this game with a record of 3-4-1. The Firebirds 4-4. Both these teams have won their last 2 games. It should be a very fun one, and we'll get you ready for it. First pitch coming up soon. So, Devon, let's get right ahead and get into the starting lineups.
Absolutely. Bourne will be batting first, and leading off is John LeGrand playing left field. Batting second, the shortstop Ryan Cooney making his Bourne Brave debut. Braden Holcomb is batting third, fresh off the walk-off hit
playing right field. Batting cleanup, Kate Lewis, the third baseman. The catcher, Weber Niels, is batting fifth. Nick Groves is the center fielder, batting sixth, making a debut in the Bourne starting lineup. Logan Hughes, the designated hitter, is batting seventh. Jacob Craig, out of Oregon State, is making his Bourne debut, playing first base. And making his starting lineup debut is Gavin Kelly, playing second base. On the other side for the Firebirds, it's Jordan Taylor, the left fielder, leading off. Michael O'Shaughnessy is playing first base, batting second. Michael Crossland is playing right field, batting third. Batting cleanup is Sebastian Piscaretta, playing catcher. Elijah Ickes is playing shortstop, batting fifth. Jonathan Mendez is batting sixth, playing second base. Alejandro Garza is batting seventh, playing third base. The designated hitter, Dawson Bryce, is batting eighth. And batting ninth is Jaden Bastian, the center fielder.
On the mound for the Firebirds today, Miles Gostola. He committed to Oregon yesterday, spent the past season at Gonzaga. He's already started once this season, went 3 2/3 innings in a win against Catuit 8 days ago. Walked 1, struck out 3, allowed 1 run. It wasn't an earned run, and he gave up 3 hits in that outing. Bourne is not wearing jerseys today because of how hot it is. The Bravos are in their batting practice tops, navy blue with white numbers on the back and gray pants. Orleans at home wearing its usual home whites, a much cooler jersey than a lot of the other teams in the league. Very famously designed by Marcus Stroman with the sleeveless look that Stroman has talked about how much he loves so much. So hottest day of the summer, 89 degrees at opening pitch, feels like 99. John LeGrand, the left-handed hitter, walks his way into the batter's box. Miles Gostola, the lanky lefty, makes his way onto the mound. Solid crowd here at Eldridge Park, a bunch of fans on the big hill down the first base line. We are ready to get going. Gostola looks in into the wind, first pitch of the day. Is hit softly to the left side, and that's into left field. It's a first pitch leadoff single for John LeGrand. That's exactly how you want to start a game after a day off.
Certainly couldn't ask for much more. It's really important for Bourne to get started early in innings. They've had too many where they start getting things going with 2 outs. This time it's a good sign.
That brings Ryan Cooney to the plate for the first time this summer. Bourne's shortstop and a player that a lot of people are really excited to see. First team All Big Ten this past season for the Ducks. Runner on first pitch. Misses low and inside to the right-handed hitter. Cooney hit .335 for Oregon, had an OPS of .945. Struggled last summer, though, with the Wood Bats, hit just .216 with the Ocean State Waves in the NECBL. A throw over to first, LeGrand back in time. So these are 2 future teammates. Gostola just committed to Oregon. Cooney going back. A Ducks team that hosted a regional this year. The pitch fouled off. That's over the fans on the first base side. The count 1-1. It's a very fun Ducks team, one that is always very talented. Definitely one of the easier spots to recruit when you consider the relationship with Nike. Phil Knight loves his Ducks, so they always get the top-of-the-line gear. Everything you can ask for. 1-1. This is low, the count 2-1. Cooney said he was excited to be back out east this summer. Just got in yesterday, enjoyed his off day. Looking to do some damage here against his future teammate. A throw over to first, LeGrand back in standing. This game just underway, top of the first inning. No outs, no score. John LeGrand on first after a leadoff single on the first pitch of the game. Ryan Cooney standing at the plate with a 2-1 count. Cooney making his Bravos debut. Low kick in the pitch, runner going. LeGrand is into second base easily. The throw gets into the outfield, but the center fielder was backing it up. That is Jaden Bastian. So a stolen base for LeGrand, his 4th of the season. He's now 4 for 7. The Bravos have a runner in scoring position with no one gone here in the top of the first. That pitch was a ball, so the count 3-1 to Cooney.
Bourne doing a really good job this season at playing small ball. And LeGrand, who hasn't had the best start stealing bases, is going to be able to put Bourne in a great position in this inning.
Kick in the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Bourne scored 2 runs in the first inning last time out against Katuitt. Stole a pair of bases in that inning to help get on the board. Braden Holcomb stands on deck. He had the walk-off winner in that game. The payoff pitch to Cooney. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pistola wins the battle of future Oregon Ducks, and that is out number 1 of the game here in the top of the first. Braden Holcomb makes his way into the right-handed batter's box. The right fielder out of Vanderbilt, as I just mentioned, hit the walk-off last time out, a single into center field that brought home John LeGrand. If they have that same combination here, Bourne could take the first lead. The Bravos left fielder on second, the right fielder at the plate. Gostola from the stretch. The lefty looks back to second, kicks and fires, misses low, count 1-0.
You couldn't have asked for a more important player to this Bourne team to get that walk-off hit in Holcomb. He's a leader, a second-year Bourne player, one of the few that this team have, and it was really special to see him get that honor. He's struggled a little bit early in this season, still trying to get back on track to where he was a year ago as a Cape League All-Star.
Holcomb stands in. The pitch misses inside. Count 2-0. The scoreboard here at Eldridge Park is in a very interesting location, very far down the left field line. It's an interesting park in general here, Eldridge Park. It's 300 field, right down the left field line, 434 in center. The pitch hit hard towards the first baseman. It's fielded by O'Shaughnessy. He takes it himself to the bag for out number 2. LeGrand does advance 90 feet to third, so Bourne has a runner just one bag away in the top of the first, with its top hitter heading to the plate, Cade Lewis, a lefty who's looking to take advantage of these weird dimensions. It's just 314 down the right field line. Lewis has been this team's best hitter, a 400 batting average. He's played in all 8 games, leads the team with 6 RBIs, tied for the team lead with 3 doubles. Gostola from the stretch, first pitch, misses low and outside, 1-0.
Hasn't showcased a ton of power so far this Cape season, but he's the guy you want in this position. Has 6 RBIs on the year. He's come up clutch at getting runs on the board for Bourne when they especially need it.
Bravos have just 2 homers this season, but 16 doubles. That leads the league. The pitch, that's in for a strike. Count 1-1. So while the Bravos aren't really hitting homers, extra base hits haven't been too hard to come by.
They're leading the Cape League with 16. I think second place is 11.
The 1-1 on its way. In for a strike. Lewis was taking all the way. The count 1-2. Breeze starting to pick up here in the top of the first.
I don't know anyone complaining about that with how hot it is.
Upwards of 90, almost 100 degrees on this Tuesday evening. Neither team took IO because of how hot it was. The kick and the pitch. Slow bouncer, first base side. O'Shaughnessy picks it up in foul territory. So Cade Lewis makes his way back into the batter's box. John LeGrand, who's at third base, jogs back towards his bag. LeGrand's wearing a cutoff hoodie under his BP top that's being used as the jersey. I'm shocked that he's comfortable enough to wear that with how hot it is.
I believe it is just the T-shirt hoodie. And it's definitely a different look, but
it's under the batting practice shirt.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 layers, almost 100 degrees. I respect it. I could never. I'm burning. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Went upstairs, and Lewis couldn't hold up, swung right under it. That does it for the top of the first inning. Bourne does get a runner in scoring position, but they strand John LeGrand at third. We will step aside for 1 minute, be back for the bottom of the first in just a moment.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Bottom of the first inning from a burning hot Eldridge Park. No score. The Firebirds bats ready to head to the plate for the first time today. Jordan Taylor, Michael O'Shaughnessy, and Michael Crossland due up. They'll take on Alex Valentine, the left-hander in the transfer portal for the Bourne Braves. He's making his second start of the season. His first of the year was just a week ago at Stony Brook Field. It was a 4-3 loss for the Braves. Valentine went 4 innings, gave up 7 hits. He walked 3, struck out 4, gave up 4 runs. All were earned. All the runs scored on singles, so it wasn't extra base hits that hurt Valentine, but just a number of hits that built up. Jordan Taylor makes his way into the box. The right-handed hitting leadoff man, hitting 190 on the season, 0 for 5 last time out against Katuitt. Valentine comes into the line. The lefty kicks and deals and misses outside. First pitch, the count 1-0.
Will be interesting to see how Valentine performs today. He's in the transfer portal right now, still looking for a home, and you can see him pushing himself on Twitter. Wants to find one soon.
Lefty winds and deals. Bouncer foul down the third base line. The left-hander, an electric arm. He's been named Psycho Pitcher of the Week a few times on Twitter, and that's an honor that he really takes to heart. He loves that.
He takes pride in it.
Into the line, the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Part of the reason that Valentine is called a psycho out there is he loves to show his emotion and has a little shimmy shake before every single pitch. As he goes into the wind, he moves those hips before delivering the pitch. It's definitely interesting to watch. He looks in, into the wind. There's the shimmy shake and the 1-2. Upstairs on a fastball, 2-2.
I asked him about it, and he says it's just a rhythm thing. A lot of people think it's taunting for the batter, like a Soto shuffle. But no, it's just a thing for him to get in tempo before he throws the ball.
From the wind, here's the pitch. Hard hit in the air towards left field. Legrand moving over, dives, and he can't make the catch. No, he does. Oh, man, for a second it looked like it dropped out of his glove. That was actually his sunglasses that rolled out. It's a head-first diving catch for John Legrand in left center field, and that's out number 1 at the bottom of the first.
He tricked us for a moment. It was almost like the Julio Rodriguez fake rob, but he keeps us on our toes, and it's in favor of the Braves.
For a second, it looked like he was not able to make the catch, but he did, and it's out number 1. It brings the left-handed hitter Michael O'Shaughnessy to the plate. First baseman's committed to the University of Georgia, sitting 289 on the year. First pitch, popped up straight back off the netting, 0-1. O'Shaughnessy has walked 9 times, struck out 10 already this season. Went 0 for 3 in the last game, but scored 2 runs. Comes from Davidson College, just outside of Charlotte. The wind of the pitch. Misses upstairs, 1-1. O'Shaughnessy draft eligible, as is much of this Orleans lineup. It is a very old team, but not all these guys are expected to enter the draft. Into the wind, here's the 1-1. Off speed, misses inside, 2-1. O'Shaughnessy was all A-10 second team this past year. Slugged .691 over 800 in A-10 play. The pitch just below the letters, but Valentine doesn't get the call. He's not too happy about it. A couple chirps come from the Bourne dugout as it counts 3-1. O'Shaughnessy actually good friends with one of my friends from school as the pitch is hit into right field, and that's down for a base hit. So one out single for a good friend of one of my friends, as they grew up just outside of Albany, New York together, and there's the first base runner of the day for the Firebirds. So it brings up a second Michael in the Orleans order, second in a row, Michael Crossland, the right fielder out of UC San Diego. So another small school guy in this Firebirds lineup. He's hitting .238 on the young season. Stands in the right-handed box. First pitch. Misses low. Went with the curveball in the count 1-0. Crossland 0 for 2 last time out, but found his way on base a number of times. He walked, was hit by a pitch. The pitch is popped up straight in the air, first base side. Lewis moving over. He looks up into the shadows. He makes the catch next to the fence for out number 2. Sorry, actually, that's Craig, not Lewis. Apologies. The newcomer to the Braves, Daniel Craig, out of Oregon State. He most likely be one of this team's key players at first base. Is truly a star in the field and allows Cade Lewis to...
Yeah, it does. It's the only true first baseman that Bourne has. A lot of the other guys we've seen at that base have been hybrid players, not just first basemen.
Sebastian Pisacreta to the dish. First pitch from Valentin. In for a strike, off speed at the letters, 0-1. Pisacreta's been the top hitter in this Orleans lineup, batting .429. The catcher went 2 for 3 last time out with 2 walks, so reached 4 times. Watches a pitch in for a strike. Inside part of the plate. 0-2 the count to Pisacreta. The catcher takes a practice swing and digs back into the right-handed box. Valentin comes set, looks over to first, kicks and fires. Misses upstairs on a fastball. Pisacreta out of Pittsburgh, a native of South Jersey, just outside Philadelphia. He stands in. The 1-2. Hit foul down the third base line, out of play. Count stays where it is. Pisacreta played in the Appalachian League. Already has 2 doubles this season, so he's done a better job as he's jumped up to the Cape. Valentin looks in. Look over to first, the kick in the 1-2. Fouled off the left foot of the batter and back towards the Bourne dugout. Pisacreta continues to battle here with 2 gone and a runner on first with no score in the bottom of the first inning.
Valentin throwing a lot of strikes so far. He had 3 free passes last time in 4 earned runs, so he's keeping those down and not allowing a lot of large contact.
Just 48 strikes on 86 pitches last time out for the left-hander. He kicks and fires, and it's fouled back, another off-speed, and Pisacreta just barely got a piece of it. Wind blowing in. So center field playing very deep today, but the corner is still possible to hit it out. Valentin set at the belt. He looks over to first. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fastball up and outside. A wave and a miss from Pisacreta. And that does it for the first inning. Orleans goes down. Get 1 hit, leave 1 runner on, no errors. That does it for the first inning. But before we step aside, we would like to thank a few of our sponsors. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community. Conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at KeystonePlace@buzzardsbay.com. Also, Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. We'll be back in just a moment for the top of the second on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network and Cape Lake TV.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
We're into the second inning, still no score here from beautiful Eldridge Park. The Bourne Braves taking on the Orleans Firebirds for the first time this season. Miles Gostola back out onto the mound for his second inning of work. The lefty committed to Oregon. He'll face off against a fellow Big Ten player, Weber Niels, the catcher out of Minnesota. He has been really a silent killer this summer, hitting .391, but feels like no one's really been talking about him at all. The right-handed hitter stands in. First pitch misses outside on a fastball and goes straight to the padded backstop.
Feels weird to say that, still feels weird that Minnesota and Oregon are both Big Ten teams. It's not fluid coming out of the vocal cords.
Never something that will feel normal, but it's not as bad as the ACC. The 1-0 misses upstairs, 2-0.
But you're not a fan of the yearly Cal-Syracuse games?
I mean, I went out to Cal this year for basketball, which was an awesome time, but, you know, being in California for the Atlantic Coast doesn't make much sense. The Big Ten doesn't have any geographical words in it. The kick and the pitch misses outside, and Niels ahead 3-0. The Minnesota man has walked 4 times this season. Just the travel, so difficult for all those players. Never gets easy. From the wind, here's the pitch that misses outside for ball 4. So for the second straight inning, and we're just in the second inning, Bourne has a leadoff runner on, and it's another new face stepping to the plate for the Bravos. Now the center fielder Nick Groves making his Bourne debut. Not his Cape League debut, though. Was a star last summer for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Played in 24 games and hit .364. We'll have to wait, though, as a mound visit for the Firebirds. It is the pitching coach, Jim Lawler. But, Devon, this new addition for Bourne, Nick Groves, a really big one because Bravos were really down to just 9-10 position players. But Groves, along with some of the other new guys, bring a lot of talent to this team.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And the big question is how much can he impact this team. He is draft eligible. The draft is on July 13th and 14th, so only 3 weeks away now. But in his short time, if he does not, or if he does decide to go to the MLB, he's going to add a lot. He's had a proven track record in the Cape League and should be fun to watch.
Bats from the left side. He stands in the box. First pitch in for a strike on a fastball 0-1. Groves, a native of Ontario, Canada, from the London area. Went to a school that I might be able to pronounce the name of. We'll try in a second after the 0-1 pitch, which is on its way. Misses low and outside.
Let's see you do it.
École Secondaire Monsieur Brebeuf, I believe. London, Ontario is kind of near Quebec, so they speak French. I'm not great at it. I can kind of try.
You did well in the first 2 words.
It's all about the accent, right?
Yeah, it is.
1-1. In for a strike at the knees, 1-2.
You did well in the first 2 words.
Because I actually know those words. My 2 years of French in high school taught me those. The other are just a place. I can't
Monseigneur Rouvert.
You just got to once you get there, that's how you can do a good French accent. 1-2. Misses outside, 2-2 the count.
Fake it till you make it.
I try. We're here in the top of the second. No score, but a runner on first for the Bravos. That's Weber Niels. Nick Groves at the plate. Gostola comes set. The left-hander at the belt. Looks in, fires, and just misses the zone. Low and outside on the fastball. That moves us full 3-2 here with no one gone. Bourne looking to strike first as it did last time out against Get To It and the game before against Chatham. Throw over to first, back in time as Niels. So the Bravos have scored first in both games of this 2-game winning streak. And, of course, the outing before that was the 14-0 loss to Brewster, where, of course, they didn't score at all. So scoring first has been a big help for this squad. The payoff pitch, fouled back, and Groves battling here in his first at-bat of the summer.
He actually just got the call to come to Bourne a couple days ago. He was excited to have a summer in Canada, but when duty calls, he's here and doesn't seem like he's had any rust yet.
Definitely a great first at-bat, trying to end it getting on. 3-2, and he got him looking. Well, Groves tossed his bat towards Bourne's dugout on the third base side. He thought that was ball 4, but no, it's strike 3, just barely caught the zone. That's a backwards K, already strikeout number 3 for Costola. And that sends Logan Hughes to the plate, the left-handed hitter out of Texas Tech, designated hitter today, hitting .240 on the year. Left on left, first pitch. Called strike at the letters, a changeup, 0-1. Hughes, the number 7 hitter today. Jacob Craig on deck. Another guy making his Bourne debut. Hughes has been here since opening day, played in every game. First pitch, the 0-1 pitch misses low, the count 1-1. Hughes, as we've mentioned many times, was incredible on opening day with a home run and a double, but he doesn't have an extra base hit since. Would love to get one here to get this Bourne offense going in the top of the second. Still no score, but Weber Neal's on first. He's got one stolen base this season. The pitch swung on and missed. Fastball right at the Bourne logo on the front of the batting practice shirt that the Bravos are wearing. Count 1-2. Once again, it's almost feels like 100 degrees, so instead of wearing their usual away jerseys, Bourne opted to wear the lighter practice jerseys that do have numbers on the back. The kick in the 1-2. Misses low and outside. 2-2. Hughes digs into the left-handed box. Costola looks in and comes set. A deep breath. Low kick in the pitch. Outside ball. That moves us full again to 3-2. These Bourne batters are really making Miles Costola work. Hughes swings his bat back and forth and settles into the box. Costola looks in. Here's the pitch. Misses low and outside, ball 4. 3 really solid, really patient at-bats from the Bravos here in the top of the second, and 2 walks and a backwards K puts us where we are now with Jacob Craig stepping to the plate in a big spot here. His first at-bat of the summer. It's with 1 out and runners on first and second. Craig out of Oregon State was the Beavers' starting first baseman this past season and hit .245. He stands in. First pitch. Fastball inside a ball, the count 1-0. Greg looks like a grown man out there. 6'5", 241. Huge ginger beard and mustache with long hair. He's just one of those guys that when you look at him, you can see a big leaguer. The 1-0. In for a strike. 1-1.
In another life, he's a lumberjack.
Oh, no doubt. Greg had a bit of a down year this past season compared to his 2024 season, where his OPS was almost 1,000. We're looking to get back to that here. The pitch, swing and a miss. 1-2. It's an interesting season for Oregon State. They hosted a regional as well as a super regional and did it all as an independent. Of course, with the Pac-12 gone for a couple of years, they had to completely schedule everything. As Craig launches one in the air towards center field, Bastion ranging back, and he makes the catch over his head. Oh, man, what a play. Bastion was playing far in. That ball was laced off the bat of Craig. So Bastion had to run back, and he made almost a leaping ballerina-esque catch for out number 2.
And it was an ice cream cone catch, too. He completely robbed Craig of what could have been a 2 RBI double. Just an excellent effort in center field by Bastian.
That brings Gavin Kelly to the plate, the number 9 hitter, with runners still on first and second. First pitch misses low, the count 1-0. 2 gone here in the top of the first. Kelly made his Bourne debut last time out after Riker Waite had to head to the bench due to a injury. Came in, played second base, and went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The pitch hit hard, right side. That's through for a base hit. Niels gets the wave around third, fielded by Crossland. The throw home won't come. It goes into third, and a foot first slide. Safe is Logan Hughes. It's an RBI single for Gavin Kelly, his first hit, his first run batted into the summer, and it's 1-0 Braves here in the top of the second.
What a huge debut, really, for him. It was kind of an awkward position coming in mid-game last time for Kelly. He gets a fresh start and shows fans of Bourne what they could be expecting this summer.
Kelly was a member of the Big 12 all-freshman team at West Virginia, so a very exciting prospect and his first big hit there. It brings the top of the order back up. John LeGrand started off the game with a first pitch single. He then stole second and was stranded at third. He's got runners on the corners with 2 gone. Gastola kicks and fires. Misses up and inside, 1-0. Now the question is if Gavin Kelly is going to be sent to second. He is a really speedy guy, 16 for 18 on the base paths in his freshman season. You've seen Bourne try and execute the double steal a number of times. A throw over to first, but back in standing up is Kelly. Maybe Gastola hurt us. He probably could have, because we are not very far away from the mound. We're situated right behind Bourne's on-deck circle.
You know, I never took
at field level
us as a factor into the game.
I mean, if we say there's a big lead somewhere, there's always a chance the pitcher can hear it. Logan Hughes looked over and laughed as we tried to speak French.
That's a lot of power in our hands.
It is. 1-0. And for a strike. 1-1.
Does seem like Orleans have their scouting reports, though, because they gave LeGrand a lot of looks, a guy who loves to steal. And Kelly, the same thing. We've only seen him do it in college, but they've already given him some looks at first.
The kick in the 1-1. Runner going. Throw will not come. Pisacreta just decided to pocket it. Although home plate umpire Jim Fonseca says no, it's a foul ball in the count 1-2. That barely went off the bat of LeGrand.
Yeah, just skimmed it, and that's why it popped out of the glove of Piscarita.
Jim Fonseca calling balls and strikes. Mike Rabideau's at first and Thomas Agosta at third base. Runners still in the corners. 1-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the second. The kick and the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. The shortstop, Ikes Fields, fires to first, and it's in time to beat out the Bourne leadoff hitter. So that does it for the top of the second inning, but the Bravos strike first. It's a Gavin Kelly RBI single that puts Bourne up 1-0. We're into the bottom of the second. 5, 6, 7 do up for the Firebirds. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball, the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network, and Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, Dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts. Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Elijah Iquez stands in as we're into the bottom of the second inning. Bourne leads 1-0. Alex Valentine back out onto the mound. The left-hander comes into the wind. The first pitch misses upstairs in the count 1-0. Iquez, the shortstop, made a nice play to end that top of the second where the Bravos struck first and took the 1-0 lead on a Gavin Kelly single. Iquez had 2 RBIs last time out. Takes a pitch that misses upstairs. 2-0.
Interestingly, last time Valentine pitched, Bourne scored in top of the second, and same thing here, so he's going to have to deal with the lead.
2-0. That misses up and outside, 3-0. That was the game against Brewster exactly a week ago. The Whitecaps won it 4-3. It ended early due to darkness. The home run was the last of the season from Noah Franco. It gave Bourne the lead in the second. Wind in the pitch. In for a strike, 3-1. After that home run, though, as you said, Valentine gave up some runs. He gave up 2 in the second and 2 in the third. Bourne did its best to claw back in that game, scored 2 in the seventh, but it just wasn't enough. 3-1 from the wind, fouled back to the netting, and that moves us full 3-2. Valentine with long sleeves, even though it's hot. A lot of pitchers just feel comfortable that way. From the wind, here's the pitch. Misses up and outside, ball 4. There's the first walk of the outing from Bourne's starter, Alex Valentine, and puts the leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the second. Jonathan Mendez now up to the plate. Mendez, the second baseman, hitting .313 this year. He comes from UC Santa Barbara, native of Los Angeles. The pitch, up and outside on a fastball. 1-0. Mendez steps back into the right-handed box. Valentine comes set, looks over to first and fires. Misses outside. 2-0. Mendez this past season with UCSB hit .314. OPS just shy of 1,000. He had a really solid year for the Gauchos. Another throw over to first from Valentine. Back in standing is Iquez.
It's got to be the best life coming from UCSB, living on the water, now to being in the Cape on the water.
To 2 places that are definitely not bad. Also, from Los Angeles, I mean, that's sunshine, beautiful, beautiful water. That's not a bad life at all. Wind to the pitch, swing and a miss. 2-1.
I wonder how he'd like Central New York.
Yeah, where we're from, probably not that much. You know, the one thing that the Cape doesn't have that UCSB and LA has is palm trees.
True.
Just your, I guess, regular trees here as the 2-1 is rocketed towards right field, but an easy play for Holcomb. He makes a few steps towards the line and makes the catch for out number 1. Although I guess describing trees as normal doesn't really make sense because
like
they're normal everywhere. But yeah, like oak, pine maybe, just your average, what you would imagine when you Google tree, a picture of a tree would be.
I'm guessing also LA doesn't have as many regular trees.
Just palm trees.
Just palm trees.
Which I believe are not native to the West Coast. or they're not native to Florida. It's something like that.
Huh.
Either way, it's Alejandro Garcia who stands in. First pitch of ball, count 1-0. I need to look into that. Maybe have you do some Googling here.
Yeah,
but
I'm here.
There's something with palm trees of you're used to seeing them everywhere, but they're only native to like one small area. They're not like invasive or anything, but they just aren't from there. Big lead at first from Ikas. He stays there, though, as the pitch misses inside, and the count's 2-0 to Garza.
Most palm trees in California are not native to the state. The only native palm species is the California fan palm.
Yeah, so most of them aren't from there, but I feel like when you think of California, you think of palm trees, but it's not actually their native plant.
Vegas also has palm trees.
2-0. Grounded towards second, a chance for two. Cooney flips to the bag. The relay to first in time. 6-4-3 double play. Ryan Cooney, with his first play in the field of the summer, turns the 8th double play for the Bravos, and that does it for the bottom of the second inning. The Firebirds go down 1-2-3 because of the double play. We'll step aside. The score, 1-0 Bravos. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network on Cape League TV.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Just like that, we are into the third inning, speeding ahead. Bourne leads 1-0, 2-3-4 up. Ryan Cooney just ended the bottom of the second with that 6-4-3 double play stands in. The Bravos shortstop went down swinging in his first at-bat of the summer. Gostola comes into the wind. First pitch. Misses outside, 1-0. Gostola struggled with his control in the last inning. Walked two, including the leadoff man Weber Niels, who ended up coming in to score. From the wind, here's the pitch. Popped up, foul out of play over the netting. Crowd has made its way into the park and has pretty much packed the hill down the first base and right field line here at Eldridge Park. The 1-1 misses outside, 2-1.
Yeah, first time here. What a beautiful ballpark. It's very unique, like you said, with its construction. It's a hybrid field, also a soccer field. So they use right and center to play soccer at the local school.
From the wind, here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, 3-1.
But they also, of course, play baseball. And then that means you have no stands in left field and the only hill in right.
They got really unlucky last year with some tough games at Eldridge as the pitch misses low for ball 4. Cooney walks. He's on base for the first time this summer. But as I was saying, as Braden Holcomb makes his way into the box, the only returner on the team, he didn't have many great experiences here because last summer in Bourne's 2 games, one of them was basically should have been a rain out, was pouring almost all game long, but they kept playing. And the other was the last day of the regular season, a split doubleheader where game 1 was here and then game 2 was at night in Bourne at 7 p.m. So a long day. Throw over to first, back in standing is Cooney. Actually, there is one more returner on this Bourne team, and he's a notable one because he was actually the starting pitcher in that first game of the split doubleheader, Jonathan Stevens. It was his debut on the last day of the regular season. Kicking the pitch. Holcomb shows bunt. It's a good one. Third base side. He's running towards first, and he easily beats it out. The third baseman Garza's throw wasn't anywhere close to in time. It's a bunt base hit for Braden Holcomb. How about the big 6'5" linebacker showing off his speed?
Well, you know what? While batting practice was going on, they had a second pitch machine going just for practicing bunts. They don't usually have that, and Holcomb shows off the wheels, shows off the perfectly placed bunt after getting some practice pregame.
So it's now runners on first and second for the Bravos with no one gone in the top of the third and a 1-0 lead. Cade Lewis to the plate. He takes the first pitch inside 1-0. Lewis went down swinging to end the top of the first. That was with a runner on third, so he's up for the second time today already with a man in scoring position. Bourne's already stranded 2 at second or third. The pitch misses at the knees. It's 2-0 to Lewis. He leads the team with 6 RBIs. Looking to do some damage here as time called. The catcher, Pisacreta, heads out onto the mound to talk things over with his pitcher, Miles Gastola. He didn't give up any earned runs in his first start of the season against Katuitt. Has already given up 1 and in some danger here in the third. 2 runners on and no outs. That win for Orleans was one of 2 against West Division teams. They're 2-2 in interleague games. Bourne 2-3-1 against the East. Pitch to Lewis at the knees. A called strike 2-1. It's a really interesting record for the Firebirds because they're 4-4 on the season and 2-2 in every category. 2-2 in home games, 2-2 in road games, and 2-2 against the East and the West. Number 1-2, Gastola comes set. The pitch called strike at the knees. 2-2 the count to Lewis.
Only fitting.
I guess so, yeah. So 2's all over the place, although we are in the third with the Bravos up 1-0. Gastola comes set. Not paying much attention to the runners. He fires. Broken back ground ball towards short, fielded by Iquez. He goes to second for 1. And a double play. Oh, a great relay throw from the second baseman, Jonathan Mendez. It's a 6-4-3 double play. And just like that, there are 2 outs in the top of the third, although Ryan Cooney did advance to third base. It brings Weber Niels up. He walked and then came in to score in the last inning as the leadoff man. Has been really productive lately. 2 for 3 back on Sunday. First pitch, in for a strike down Broadway 0-1.
Yeah, he's that silent assassin. He doesn't say much, but when he does get hits, they're big in big moments, and he draws a lot of walks too.
Niels rocking back and forth in the stance. Here's the pitch. Inside. 1-1. Niels has 3 ribbies this year. The base hit would give him another. Firebird shifted far to the left against the right-handed hitter. The pitch, swing and a miss, way out in front of an off-speed. 1-2. There's 3 Firebirds on the left side of second base. The only man on the right is the first baseman, O'Shaughnessy. Kelly Nicholson, the longtime head coach for Orleans, known to be a big fan of the shift. From the wind, here's the 1-2. Called strike 3, outside part of the plate. It's a backwards K, the 4th strikeout of the day for Miles Gastola, and out number 3 of the top of the third. Bourne strands another runner in scoring position. Bravos have done that 3 times through 3 innings. We're into the bottom of the third with the score still 1-0 Bourne. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
We're in the bottom of the third inning. The designated hitter and number 8 batter Dawson Bryce stands into the right-handed batter's box. Alex Valentine back on the bump for his third inning of work, Bourne starter. Bryce hitting .294 this year. He had his best game of the season last time out in a win over Brewster. He went 3 for 4. The first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Valentine walked the leadoff man in the last inning and then made quick work of the next 2 batters, a fly out to right and a double play to end the inning. Lefty winds and deals. It's roped high in the air towards deep right center field. Holcomb moving back in front of the warning track. He makes the catch into a deep part of the ballpark, right in front of the 360 sign. Braden Holcomb makes the catch in right center field for out number 1. That brings up the number 9 hitter, Jaden Bastian. He's committed to the University of Florida, but has really struggled this summer hitting under 100. Valentine looks into the wind. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. Bastian hit .302 this past season with Jacksonville. The Dolphins, middle of the pack in the A-Sun this past year. From the wind, the 1-0. In for a strike on the off-speed outside.
Really like the way Valentine's working so far. He's been extremely efficient, and it's exactly what you want to see out of him. He's trying to put on good performances, marketing himself to get to a new school next year.
From the wind, the pitch. Just low and outside. Another off-speed, 2-1. Valentine in the portal after spending last season at Texas State. Got there after starting off at Division II Nova Southeastern in Florida. 2-1. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher, Niels, 2-2. Valentine's a guy who has a good chance of ending up at a big-name program. A lot of SEC schools would really like this left-hander. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled back. It's not the easiest to find guys who are as electric as Valentine from the left side, 90 to 93, tops out at 94, 95. The type of player that every program would love to have, a true Energizer bunny. Into the wind, the 2-2 pitch. Bounces in front of the plate, and that moves us full 3-2. Here with 1 gone in the bottom of the third, and the score 1-0 Bourne. Jaden Bastian fast if he can get on. He's already got a pair of stolen bases this season, but has struggled to reach. The payoff pitch lifted left side, and that's down into the corner, but a foul ball. Just barely to the left of the line. That could have been dangerous, could have been extra bases, but instead, Bastian has to make the long walk back towards the home plate circle. He picks up his bat and gets ready to dig back in. But the count's still 3-2. The one thing Bastian's been able to do this season is walk. He's reached on a free pass 6 times. He's got just 2 hits. Both of them doubles. The payoff pitch. Misses low, bounces in front of the plate. And there's walk number 7 of the year for Jaden Bastian. The number 9 hitter, reverse leadoff man, gets on. And that sends Jordan Taylor to the plate, the leadoff man, who flew out to left field his last time up. So Valentine has now walked a man in back-to-back innings. Walks were the issue in his first outing. Gave up 3 free passes. Also gave up 7 hits. Has given up just 1 of those today. First pitch. Slow grounder right back in front of the plate. Niels picks it up. Fires to first for out number 2. Nice play by the Bourne catcher to flip off his mask and fire to first for the out.
There was no hesitation from behind the dish to run up there and make the play. That's an exceptional defensive mark right there and exactly what Bourne needs. Oftentimes with a different catcher, that's a base hit.
Weber Niels continues to impress. He's hitting almost 400 and has been really strong in the field. Number 2 hitter Michael O'Shaughnessy to the dish with the runner on second. That's Jordan Bastian. He represents the tying run here in the bottom of the 3rd. Valentine looks back to the runner, to the plate, the pitch. In for a strike. Off speed and the count 0-1. O'Shaughnessy singled his first time up. That's still the lone hit of the day for the Firebirds. He's got 4 RBIs. The base hit would make that 5 on the year. Here's the pitch, runner going. It's lifted in the air towards center field. Moving in on it is Groves, and he makes the grab for out number 3. So that does it for the 3rd inning. Once again, quick work from Alex Valentine. He puts the Firebirds down with only 4 coming to the plate. Runner is stranded in scoring position for the first time today, but the score still 1-0 Bourne. Before we step aside, we'll send things to our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, to talk about Bourne's right fielder, Braden Holcomb.
Well, Adam, Braden Holcomb had the walk-off in the last game against Katuitt, but there's a special story that comes with that. He told our Lyle Alenstein that before every at-bat, he looks at his arm to read his tattoo that says, "Pressure is a privilege." He said it reminds him that even when he's feeling the pressure, that it's a blessing to be out here playing no matter what. He said it was a blessing to be put in that pressure-filled spot. Holcomb has been off to a slower start here on the Cape, but after last game, he's hoping to keep the momentum going. Adam?
Thank you so much, Ariel. We'll be back in just a quick moment on Cape League TV.
You can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
We welcome you back to the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network on Cape League TV. Orleans and Bourne here at Eldridge Park. Bourne right now up 1-0 over the Firebirds. We're chilling in the top of the 4th inning. And as the sun continues to set almost over the horizon in the local school here at Eldridge Park, we'll continue to get going. Bourne has been really solid so far, and a new pitcher on the mound for Orleans. It's Luke Pettit. He's from Dallas Baptist. The rising junior replaces Miles Gostola in his 3 innings of work. He had 4 strikeouts, 1 earned run, and 2 hits. So leading off for Bourne will be Nick Groves. Groves, a very fun prospect for Bourne coming up. We saw him in Hyannis a year ago. First pitch. Pettit's going to foul it back. Groves in Hyannis last year hit 360 for the Harbor Hawks. He was exceptional there. Only got told a few days ago that he was going to have a new home in Bourne and is actually still staying with his old host family. The 0-1 is cracked to the right side, picked up easy by Mendez. The toss sidearm to first in time. So Groves starts his career with Bourne 0 for 2, a strikeout in the second, and a 4-3 putout here in the fourth. Logan Hughes, the DH, next up for Bourne. We haven't seen him in that position before. We've seen him in the outfield, left, right, also at first base. Pettit on the mound, just finished his sophomore season. He'll deal first pitch. A breaking ball that paints the outer edge of the strike zone. Last time saw him out against Katuitt. Came in the 7th inning. 3 Ks just about a week ago. Fastball. Hughes fouls to the first base coach, Anthony Barone. A great barehanded grab as he tosses it back to the Orleans dugout. He was just a player at Oswego State this year, behind the dish. So it's an 0-2 count here, the designated hitter in Hughes. The kick and the deal. Half swing off speed, a look the third base umpire. He does not go.
Hopefully we can get everyone together for a.
So Hughes will dig back in. He stomps his right foot to keep pace, now waves his bat. The pitch coming from Pettit. Breaking ball low and inside. A good watch by Hughes. We're in the top of the 4th inning as Bourne leads 1-0. No one on for Hughes after Groves went down. And this one is just over the head of Elijah Ickes. A great swung on ball, and Hughes will get himself a hit. Now it's Jacob Craig next up. Just made his debut for Bourne as well. First pitch, a big cut and a miss for him. Out of Oregon State. He's a fun player, going to be likely a integral player for this Brave team as the season goes on. A real first baseman that Bourne hasn't really had yet this season. It's been a carousel of Weber Niels, Braden Holcomb, also Cade Lewis. Finally, they seem to have their guy as a check comes to first, and Hughes is in safely. So Pettit will reset. He works from the stretch on the first base side of the rubber, brings glove to belt, gets set for the 0-1 pitch with 1 out. He tucks his glove and fires. Slow swing from Craig and can't catch up to the fastball. It's an 0-2 count.
By the way, if a pitcher with the last name Pettit rings a bell, he is the son of Andy Pettit, the legendary New York Yankee who is Major League Baseball's all-time postseason wins leader, a 3-time All-Star, 5-time World Series champion with the Yankees.
Another look to first. Hughes is in safely. The Firebirds have been keeping a close track at those pitchers, of those runners on first base. And like you mentioned, for Pettit on the mound, he's got a pretty good teacher, you could say. 0-2 count. Craig stands in the right side. He cracks a foul ball down the first base line. They're still chasing after it to see if it spins in fair, and it does not. Dribbles out as it loses speed in the grass halfway between home plate and first. Craig on the swing, breaks his bat. He will go to the dugout to fetch a new piece of lumber. Count remains 0-2. Just needs to apply a bit more spray on pine tar to the grip, and he should be good to go. Runner on first is Logan Hughes. Here in the top of the 4th inning with 1 out on the board, and the Braves up 1-0. So Craig, the tall first baseman out of Oregon State, steps back in with an open stance to the righty batter's box. Pitch swung on and missed. Ball's not dropped, and Craig back to the dugout with a strikeout.
Nice job by Petty to pull that off speed and get Craig to swing at a pitch in the dirt. A good job by the catcher, too, Pisacreta, to hold on to it because that pitch had a ton of movement.
So Pettit from the stretch now sees Gavin Kelly. He'll once again look over to Hughes at first. Hughes only taking a 2-step lead with O'Shaughnessy covering the back. Pettit from the mound, kicks and deals. Fastball just inside. Kelly will watch it by and kick his cleats.
You know, Luke's dad, Andy Pettit, was known for having one of the best pickoff moves of all time. Of course, he was a lefty, so a little bit easier, but you got to assume that Luke has been taught that a little bit by his dad.
Does another one right there. Of course, as a righty, it takes a little bit longer to spin and then throw.
Andy had almost 100 career pickoffs in his major league career.
Phenomenal player for the New York Yankees. The 1-0 pitch, watched by Kelly, called for strike 2. Strike 1, rather.
He's one of those guys that you wonder, how the heck is he not in the Baseball Hall of Fame? It's such a tough hall to get into. He's been on the ballot. I feel like Andy Pettit, one of these days, has to get in. I mean, he was one of the core guys on those Yankees teams that won 5 World Series in the late 90s, 2000s with Jeter and A-Rod and all those guys.
Runner will go. Ball is cracked out to left field, and it will drop on a dribbler. The hit and run in place for Bourne. They've got runners on 1 and 2 with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning.
That's 2 really solid base hits for Gavin Kelly to get his first start of the season going. Such a promising young player. Does a great job of just sending that ball into left field past the diving Garza. Bourne continues to just rack up base hits. They have been one of the better batting teams in the league this season in terms of base hits, and it has not slowed down over these last few days.
Yeah, base hits and doubles, Bourne's been really good. They rank 3rd right now in the Cape in total hits. John LeGrand, the leadoff man for Bourne, steps back into the batter's box for the 3rd time this game. He fouls a dribbler back toward the Bourne dugout to start. It's an 0-1 count on his first time seeing Luke Pettit. Pettit gives a long stare at second base for Hughes, now comes home. Big swing and a miss from John LeGrand. He'll now be in an 0-2 count. Pettit's been doing a really good job at getting ahead in counts to start this one. Has done so for multiple batters here in the 4th inning. So LeGrand stands in the left side, waggles the bat, and chokes up on it, receives the pitch. Only air on the swing and a miss, strike 3 to end the 4th inning of play. Bourne for 4 straight innings, strand a runner in scoring position, but still lead 1-0. We'll send it to a short break. We'll be back on the other side in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Welcome back to Cape League TV here at Eldridge Park. It's Devon Jarvis alongside Adam Gotkin for your inning, bottom of the 4th, between the Bourne Braves and the Orleans Firebirds. First time these two teams have met this season. The teams in opposite divisions but similar records. Bourne 3-4-1, Orleans 4-4. They're 2-2 here at home and are looking to bring themselves back down from 1-0 right now against the Bourne Braves in the bottom of the fourth. Alex Valentine continues his day on the mound. First pitch he sees is out into left field. LeGrand waves everyone off and gets the basket catch against the battering Michael Crossland. Bourne has been doing a great job at staying efficient through 3 innings. Valentine has only saw 11 batters, and he continues that 3 1/3, only seeing 12.
He hasn't even thrown 50 pitches yet. Last outing, he got 86 in 4 innings. Not even 50 through 3 1/3. Not too shabby.
Next up, Sebastian Pisacreta. He fouls one off to start, and Valentine has only allowed 3 batters on so far, 2 with a walk. One of those was put out in a 6-4-3 double play to end the second inning. The 0-1 pitch. Pisacreta watches by for ball 1 inside, and Valentine, a really electric player like we've talked about in this broadcast. He has a little shimmy before he goes. I feel like his walk-up song should be Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. Breaking ball is fouled back into the netting.
I don't think we've talked about it this summer, how the Cape doesn't have walk-up songs. One of the things that's very unique about this league. You don't really notice that they aren't there until you think about it. I personally love it. Just the natural ballpark sounds.
Half swing on the 1-2. He does not go. And, you know, I believe if he were to have a walk-up song wherever he decides to go to school next year, or if he makes it to the bigs, it should be Hips Don't Lie.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm trying to think of others, but he has options for sure.
Yeah. He'll shimmy and pitch. The 2-2. Pisacreta fouls back.
I know it's not exactly, but instead of Valentine, like Valerie, by Amy Winehouse.
Or maybe some Valentine's Day songs. I don't know of any Valentine's
There's
Day.
got to be something.
The 2-2, skied out left side. It's really high and towering. Lewis to his left, LeGrand there as well. He will make the catch in foul territory for the second out of the inning.
Man, that was one of the higher hit balls I think we've seen all season so far. That just got up there.
A lot of spin, and the wind probably held it up and ballooned it all the way, what felt like higher than the stadium lights we have surrounding Eldridge Park.
I think without a doubt higher than these stadium lights. I mean, that was just towered.
And our vision is blocked too. Can't see much into left field, but I could see the outstretched glove of John LeGrand just above the dugout.
Notice how weird these stadium lights are at Eldridge, especially in the outfield.
Yeah,
there's
it's
only
like 3 or 2.
There's only 5 circles.
5 lights, and then on the right side, there's one with 10 and 6. It's quite inconsistent. First pitch ball to Elijah Iquez.
Yeah, first and third are, I would say, your regular lights. The other ones are all weird.
Iquez going to hammer a ball up the middle, past the glove of Kelly. He gets a single. And I don't know if you can see this, but above the third base stadium light, there is a bird's nest with some birds actually watching the game right now.
Yes, there are. I know Hyannis has the osprey nest. I don't think that this is an official nest like at McKeon Park, but yeah, some birds make Eldridge Park their home.
I'm not a big bird watcher, so I can't identify what type of bird it is, but it looks decently large.
I'll take a look with the binoculars.
Yeah, bring them out.
I can't see them. Oh, here we go.
Iquez on first. Mendez in the right side. Breaking ball high and away for the first pitch. 1 of the count.
You know what? I don't see any birds. I see the nest.
No, definitely a bird. Look in the right side. I can see its tail moving. Osprey nest. I was just told by a local fan here. It is an osprey nest.
There we go.
Valentine looks over to first and fires on the 1-0. Chopped grounder, shortstop side. Cooney's going to flip to second base to Kelly to get the third out of the inning. So Bourne stay efficient. They've not forced for ball before Reed
Are you ready to dominate the diamond and pitch like a pro with Keith Bildo? Join us at the K-Plex, where champions are made. Don't just play the game, own it. Visit the K-Plex today and unleash your full potential. Located at 6 Forest Park Drive in Bourne. Find us on Facebook or at the K-Drive in Bourne. Find us on Facebook or at the K-Plex.com. Elevate your game at the K-Plex. Fans looking for the best breakfast on the Cape? Stop by Corner Cafe, your go-to spot for delicious made-from-scratch breakfast served 7 days a week. From fluffy pancake, just a short drive from Durham Park, come taste why the locals call it the best breakfast in town.
We'll send it to a short break here. Thanks for hanging. Back next for the top of the fifth.
You can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Thanks for hanging here at Eldridge Park. Devon Jarvis alongside Adam Gotkin for your fifth inning of play. Top of the fifth, Bourne leading 1-0, and Ryan Cooney will lead off the batting for Bourne. He will see a new pitcher this time around. It's Luke Pettit, son of famous Andy Pettit. Not yet a Hall of Fame pitcher, but could be soon. It's a called strike to start. As Cooney digs into the right side. He cracks one to the right, takes a few weird bounces. O'Shaughnessy will flip to the pitcher in Pettit as he stops on first base to get the out. Cooney now in 3 plate appearances has been on once with a walk, but other than that, a strikeout and a ground out.
Hey, pitchers are athletes too. Nice job there from Pettit off the mound.
Showing off the legs. He's a big guy too. He's got I think it's a mullet. I can't really tell behind the hat.
He's got some leady flying.
And it looks blonde for a second, but Pettit wasn't blonde, so who knows? Braden Holcomb, the new batter. It's high and inside. Maybe bleached.
Yeah, maybe all the time in the sun, or he bleached it.
Or it could just be brunette and we don't have a good angle. Holcomb digs into the right side. It's a 1-0 count. Pettit will kick and deal. Long swing from Braden Holcomb as he misses over the off speed. Holcomb on the season batting .161 going into this game. A really well-placed bunt down the third base line last time he was here. A half swing on the 1-1 is a called strike on the outside edge. Holcomb showed off the wheels that last time, too.
Yeah, to see a guy that's 6'5", 230, bunt for a base hit is really incredible. Holcomb is as pure of an athlete as it gets.
An all-star tight end in Florida in high school will chop at a low fastball. Will miss. Catcher going to throw to first. Piscarita to O'Shaughnessy to get the drop third strike, 2-3 put out.
The third baseman from Wake Forest, number 23, Cade Lewis.
And you feel like now this pitcher's starting to settle in. This is a tough Bourne lineup, but Pettit's looking good now.
Pettit pitched 1 1/3, or 11 1/3 in college at Dallas Baptist. A native to Houston, Texas. Didn't allow a run in college and hasn't yet here in the Cape. The batter he faces is Cade Lewis. He cracks one foul to start. The 0-1. Breaking ball outside. It will miss to square up the count with some breadsticks.
DBU is a really interesting school. It's only Division I for baseball. Very, very small, but they get ballers.
The 1-1. Skies out to center field. Back on it is Bastian, and he makes another catch over his head, this time to end the 5th inning. 1, 2, 3 go down the Bourne Braves, and we'll take a short break in mid-5 before the Orleans Firebirds come back out, looking to tie the ball game. We'll send it to a short break for about 1 minute and be back in just a moment.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Back here at Eldridge Park for the bottom of the 5th inning between the Braves and the Firebirds. Bourne up 1-0. They're on defense right now, and it's Alex Valentine into his 5th inning of work. Incredibly efficient so far this game. No more than 4 batters have been up in an inning, and we start here with Alejandro Garza, the third baseman out of Cal Poly. First pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. Foul tipped back into the glove of Weber Niels. 0-1 to begin. Valentine this time around, a much better start than what he showed against Brewster a week ago today. He'll shimmy, wind, and deal. Fastball is skied out into right field, deep at the wall, at the track, and a grab made by Braden Holcomb. Over his left shoulder, showing off the glove skills in the outfield. We've seen him pretty much everywhere. And he's been a solid defender, especially in the outfield.
Nice play there. That ball just kept flying, flying, flying. It is a hot, humid night. It's a very short porch down the line, so there's a chance for one of those to go out. That was just too much off the end of the bat from Garza.
Short in the corners, 314 to right, 300 to left. Valentine on his first offering. A breaking ball is low, 1-0 the count. Dawson Bryce, the new batter out of Charlotte, batting .294 this year, now into his 6th game. Flew out to right field to start the 3rd inning last time he was up. The deal. Breaking ball left side, scooped by Lewis. Forehand, tap glove, and across the diamond for out number 2.
You know, Devon, when you think of home runs at this field, there's only one that comes to mind, and it's the Derek Bender bomb in the 2023 championship game, Game 3 that Bourne won to take home the title. Bender hit a home run, just demolished the ball, and then started talking smack to the catcher and got in the catcher's face. It was a clip that went viral on social media.
Right as he hit the home run, he threw the bat on the ground and has had some news about him all around. Luckily, he's working his way back in the minor leagues now.
Currently playing independent ball, not too far from here. Staying in New England, he's with the Brockton Rocks, I believe in the Frontier League.
A fantastic talent. As the next pitch by Valentine is fouled back. Jaden Bastian, the next batter in, got on with a walk last time, and if Valentine does retire the center fielder, he'll have gone 1, 2, 3 and only seen 18 batters through 5 innings. Valentine will shake and fire. A high pitch to make it a 2-1 count. 2 outs on the board in the bottom of the 5th. Bourne up 1-0 over Orleans. Their first time here at Eldridge Park, the first time these two teams have met so far this season. The wind and deal. Breaking ball upstairs again. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
One of the guys that the shimmy reminds me of for Valentine is Nestor Cortez of the is he still with the Yankees? No, not anymore,
no
right?
longer with the Yankees. I believe maybe the Padres. The 3-1. Fastball low and inside, and Bastian will take his base at first. 2 walks on the day in his 2 plate appearances. Well, I feel like Nestor more did it to throw off the batter on purpose.
That's where I was going to go. Is he changed it up each time. Valentine's his difference is he does kind of the shimmy, but it's the same every time.
Classically against Shohei Ohtani, Nestor Cortez rather had the super long windup, and he wasn't even able to finish the pitch before the home plate umpire called him off. 2 outs with a runner on first for Orleans. Right-handed batter and leadoff guy, Taylor. He watches the first pitch by for a ball to begin. Sun is now over the horizon here in Orleans, farthest northeast part of the Cape. A 1-0 coming from the stretch. Before that, a toss over to first. Craig, for the first time playing first base, will bring it back to Valentine. 3 out of the 4 infielders for Bourne are making their starting debut. Gavin Kelly, the second baseman, got in as a pinch hitter a game ago against Katuitt. Another throw over to first, not in time, as Bastian dives headfirst safely. Jordan Taylor, in his 8th game of play this year, is batting .190. Has a square stance to the home plate in the righty's batter's box. The 1-0 pitch. Line drive out into left field. That one's going to drop. On a scoop picked up by Groves. A soft toss to the shortstop in Ryan Cooney. And now runners on 1 and 2 for the first time. The Orleans Firebirds have a runner in scoring position.
Did you see what Ryan Cooney did on that play, Devon?
He
faked like that was a ground ball coming towards him to try and fool Bastian, the runner, to make sure that he did not go to third. He just tried to, make Bastian think a little bit so he didn't round second. That's a smart, high IQ play that you don't always pay attention to, but very cool there from Ryan Cooney.
You've seen those mind games put to work at the major league level. Valentine, his first offering to O'Shaughnessy will be a ball. Past 3 batters, Valentine's a little bit struggled with control. That was the problem he faced against Brewster last time he started for Bourne. Has been really efficient through 4 2/3 otherwise. 1-0 way high.
Last time out it was the 2nd and 3rd where Valentine lost it. Gave up 2 runs in each of those innings. Today, it's this 4th inning. He put the Whitecaps down 1-2-3 in the 4th, his first outing.
He stares at the pitch comm on his right wrist. Now steps onto the rubber in the center of it. Looks over at first, and Taylor now comes home. Fastball is skied out to right center field. On it is Groves. He will make the catch over his left shoulder, moving to his left to end the 5th inning of play. Bourne get out of a jam after Orleans puts runners in scoring position for the first time today. And what a day it's been for Valentine. Could go into the 6th, we will see. But before that, we want to recognize some sponsors. Keystone's Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com. Also, Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com, and go Braves. We'll be back after a short break here at Eldridge Park.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
We welcome you back on Cape League TV at Eldridge Park. It's Devon Jarvis alongside Adam Gotkin for your coverage of Bourne Braves baseball. They're here on the road against Orleans for the first time this season. Right now, up 1-0. And to start the sixth inning, Bourne has their bats in the batter's box, and it'll be Weber Niels, the catcher, to begin. He's batting .391 going into this game. He's been exceptional, a silent assassin for the Braves, drawing a good amount of walks and some clutch extra base hits. He has already got a walk today, struck out otherwise. The pitcher he sees is Pettit. First pitch high and inside, and Niels will be seeing Pettit for the first time this game, the ninth batter that Pettit has seen, the last one. The 0-1 is outside and low. Pettit's going to take a deep breath, cover his mouth, wind and deal in the 2-0. A long cut from Niels in the bottom of the strike zone. It'll be a swing and a miss for strike one. The field now fully covered in shade. It's not nearly as hot as it was moments ago. The 2-1 chopped grounder on home plate. It'll be foul. Niels a fantastic batter out of Minnesota. Eligible for the MLB draft come this summer, and he showed a lot of skills that you would want in your major league organization.
They're pausing for a moment here because there's a Jeep in the parking lot beyond the right field line that has its lights on.
Yeah, it's flashing. Well, yes, the lights on as well as flashing yellow ones on another car behind it. Can't have that. A little bit of an obstruction to Niels the batter. Now they faked us. It turned off for a moment. Now they're back on. It's over the right field wall, probably in line where you would stereotypically see a right fielder play.
Oh, it's leaving. So to be fair, it was actually driving. It wasn't just, sitting there with the headlights on.
Fair point, but might be a little bit too bright out right now to have the headlights on in the first place.
My car, they automatically turn on.
The 2-2, low and outside. Niels will watch it by.
Especially this time of day, like 8:02, sun's kind of setting. Mine, they just turn automatically on.
Yeah, it's kind of like the switching point right now.
Dusk.
Here's the payoff pitch. Niels fouls it back above the netting behind home plate, nearly into the road. Reminds me of when I dangerously slice golf balls into nearby roads, but Niels' safe does not harm any cars. Another payoff pitch on the way. Fastball skied really high. It'll loop toward the Orleans dugout. Moving to the right is O'Shaughnessy. He makes the grab, two hands above his head for the second out, or for the first out. Weber Niels goes down for the second time today and now gives way to Nick Groves. Groves, another one of those new batters, is on that road I just mentioned. We will hear a police car passing by, rather in an EMS.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was going to go EMS.
Called strike on the first pitch to Nick Groves. EMS turned off the sirens for a moment while the pitch was going on. Maybe courteous to the baseball game?
Maybe. It did it again.
The 0-1. Low and inside. Let's see if they put it back on now, because they turned it off for two consecutive pitches. I think that's just a baseball fan of an EMS driver.
I think there's the station pretty close to the ballpark.
1-1 pitch, a called strike, paints it on the outer half of the plate.
Kind of reminds me of this field at random one, but Blair High School, the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts play there. It's in Silver Spring, Maryland.
They 1-2. Low.
And what makes that field so special is in left field is a firehouse, and the firemen will go out on the roof with chairs and watch the game from the firehouse.
On a home run, do they put the sirens on?
No one's hitting the top of the house.
2-2. Chopped grounder up the middle. To his left is Iquez. A fire across the diamond for out number 3. Well, Adam, because out number 2, rather. Adam, at football games, sometimes a fire truck or an EMS vehicle will come, and after a touchdown, they turn on the sirens.
I've never seen that
You've never
before.
seen that? Wow.
No, I think of the Washington Capitals goal horn. Of course, the NHL team is like a siren.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when a team's running out, they might do a siren.
Yeah. 2 outs. Hughes, the new batter. He chops one foul on the first base side and will re-enter the left-handed batter's box.
A lot of the teams have started to use those scroll-type sirens where you move the hand in a circle. Yeah, the cranks. Yep, that was a perfect sound.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I've practiced a lot. The 0-1, swing and a miss for Logan Hughes. Loses his footing and nearly falls over, losing his balance. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning, or 5th inning. No, 6th. The 0-2 pitch from Pettit. Breaking ball high behind home plate. Nearly catches the camera operator of Orleans, who has a hole cut out in the netting. It's like the one spot you don't want a foul ball to go.
Yeah. By the way, it is crazy we're in the 6th because last game took 4 hours.
The 0-2, breaking ball outside. Good watch by Hughes.
I mean, we're just an hour and a half into this, and, game's more than half than over. Last one. Oh, boy, that was a long one.
Well, the time that this game ends does matter to us a little bit, Adam. If you've been listening to our broadcasts as the ball goes in the dirt, we've talked about ice cream.
And how you don't believe that ice cream on the Cape is good.
That's not what I said. I said maybe it's not as good because there aren't farms on the Cape, so you don't have authentic dairy farms. The 2-2. Off speed, outside, and that one will be a base hit for Logan Hughes. Gets many cheers from the dugout. Works himself from an 0-2 count onto first base.
Loud crack on a big swing from Logan Hughes and a big smile into the dugout as he does a little dance as he stands on first base. Really solid day for Bourne's designated hitter. He's now reached 3 times this evening.
Great day for Hughes. Still looking for that first extra base hit since opening day. Hasn't had it, but, going back to our ice cream conversation, as Jacob Craig is the new batter for Bourne, we were going to try some ice cream spots. And there is a famous ice cream spot here in Orleans called the Ice Cream Cafe that we will check out today if the game does end before 10 p.m. and we can make it there before they close.
Yeah, they have their own version of a blizzard, and I am very excited.
You said earlier today that you believe a blizzard is the most underrated dessert there is.
Agreed.
First pitch to Craig, called strike on the inside edge of the plate.
I guess I can't agree if I said it
right,
myself,
yeah,
but I do agree. I think it's right. It's ice cream with toppings mixed into it. I think it's perfect. It's the one soft serve that has toppings mixed. Usually that's kind of your issue with it. You can only go with sprinkles. You can only put sprinkles on it or dip, but a blizzard lets you actually put other toppings in.
The 0-1. Skips in the dirt. Hughes on his way to second. The throw will come just late.
It's a great slide by Hughes. He took the outside path and just moved his legs out of the way of the tag. Really good job to avoid being hit by the glove because the throw is in time.
Hughes, a very fun batter, has now worked his way to second after the delayed steal. Pitch from Pettit. Fastball left side of the infield. It will not get through. Garza Fields throws to first for the third out of the top of the 6th inning. So Bourne still lead 1-0 over Orleans. And they'll send it to the middle of the 6th inning for a short break here at Eldridge Park. We'll be back in just a moment. Thanks for listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network and Cape League TV.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Back here at Eldridge Park, Alex Valentine's day is done for Bourne, and Landon White will be the new pitcher to start off the bottom of the 6th inning here in Orleans. Great to have you with us on Cape League TV. It's Devon Jarvis alongside Adam Gotkin for your coverage of this evening's baseball, and Bourne's been really solid defensively so far. Through 5 innings, they only showed 19 batters. It was an exceptional showing for Alex Valentine, who will end his day with an impressive final line. It'll be 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Very efficient throwing of the baseball. So Landon White, the Bryant Bulldog, steps in for the 3rd time this year. Offers a strike against O'Shaughnessy to start.
For White, he's had 2 really opposite outings. First one was in the first game of the season, 3 innings scoreless, and then most recently he pitched in the blowout loss.
Pitch is cracked to the left side of the infield. Lewis fields forehand. A throw across the diamond is off the mark. Trying to place the tag is Craig, and he cannot get it. So Lewis makes an errant throw to his right, and Craig was pulled off the bag and tried to make the tag in time. A smart play, but couldn't do it. So the E5 will put a runner on first. Sebastian Pisacreta, rather that was Michael Crossland who got the hit over to first. And Pisacreta now in will try and work with a base runner. Orleans down 1-0, and White now works from the stretch. He fires. Breaking ball moves low and away for ball number 1.
As I was saying before, Crossland reached the 2 opposite outings. First time, 3 innings, no runs. Most recent outing in that blowout loss to Brewster, it was just a 1/3 of an inning and 5 earned runs for Landon White.
No strikeouts in that one, too, and only 1/3 of an inning pitched. Next pitch on the 1-0, called for strike 1, painted on the inside edge.
That was just a game where nothing could go right, though, for Bourne. It was, just one of the cases of they had no chance in the first place, it kind of felt like. White actually got the first out of that inning on the first batter he saw. Then it was single, walk, single, hit batter, and he was pulled.
The 1-1 pitch, off speed, skied high, looping toward the first base dugout. Back on it is Niels. Now Craig, he leans over out of his reach as it lands on top of the Orleans dugout on the first base side. Another towering fly ball. Seems like Eldridge Park is playing like it's in the Mile High City. These balls are towered.
I also think that these lights might not actually be as high as they look. The poles, which I feel like I don't see everywhere, get a lot narrower as they get to the top, so they kind of look maybe taller than they are.
Of course, we talked about the bird's nest on one of them before. Good, you don't have to pay for the game because They're living here rent-free. Throw over to second, not in time after the swinging strike. Safely into second is Crossland. He gets his first stolen base of the year. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, and Orleans have got a runner in scoring position. Pisacreta, for the first time today, steps up with that opportunity to drive in a run with a base hit. The catcher had a pit, hits .429 this year, and has 1 RBI. A long look for White. He stares daggers at second and comes home. Fastball is fouled into the street behind us. That one just misses a car as it passes by. It's a 2-2 count. White had a long journey here to the Bourne Braves. Started his career in Ithaca. Spent a summer in the PGCBL and the NECBL with Bristol and Newark. Then went to Bryant. Another summer ball with Bristol. Back to Bryant. Now here in Bourne. No outs and a runner on second. The 2-2 pitch. Cracked foul.
It's one of the coolest stadiums that I've ever seen, the home of the Bristol Blues, Muzzy Field. It's a very, very old ballpark. Its claim to fame is that Babe Ruth played there. Also, I believe the New York Giants, as in the New York Baseball Giants, like played an exhibition game there or something like that. One of those old teams that's not around anymore, or moved.
2-2. Just misses low. You know, I was in the NYCBL last year, and Babe Ruth also played at the Cheryl Silversmith's Park, which is a local park that honestly has the vibe of a Cape team, but very small. No stands. You can only have your chairs. As the payoff comes, runner's going to go. Pitches low, a walk. The throw over to third, not in time. Crossland stolen 2 bags and is 90 feet away from scoring.
That's great offense from Orleans. When nothing's working, you got to make the most of your opportunities on base. Sorry about that. But you really have to make the most of your opportunities. And for Crossland, he gets on. It's, just the third hit of the day, and you steal 2 bags, and you get yourself to third.
It seems like, Adam, you're allergic to Orleans runners on third base.
I guess that's the first time I've sneezed all day. I don't know where that came from.
Elijah Iquez, the new batter out of Hawaii. He's the shortstop for Orleans. First pitch gets away from White. It's low and outside for ball 1. A great crowd here on the first base and right field side. A huge hill, that's what their saying goes, is pack the hill. But it does allow for a much more integrated crowd of fans. Not really sectioned off. White will lob a toss over to first base to break his rhythm. He shakes his head. He's replacing Alex Valentine after 5 innings of work, who played near perfect baseball. A deep breath and a throw to home. Foul ball by Iquez. Crossland also did not reach on an error. They just called it a base hit. It was a difficult ball to field for Lewis at third base, but it was the throw that allowed him to get on. Firebirds have 3 hits going into this inning. They have 4 right now. Runners on 1 and 3. The pitch comes home. Fastball just barely misses. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs still, as White will look to work out of this jam. Bourne up by 1-0 over Orleans. White is set at the belt on the third base side of the rubber. Will spin and throw to first. Tag applied by Craig Late on the diving Pisacreta. Iquez so far today has gotten on twice in his plate appearances, in the second with a walk, in the fourth with a base hit to center field, a line drive up the middle. The 2-1 pitch coming from White. Kick and deal. Showing bunt is Iquez. He will miss on the attempt, bring it back, and it will be called for a ball. 3-1 the count. 6 hits on 1 run for Bourne. 4 hits for Orleans. They're still scoreless. Bottom of the 6th inning. Bourne trying to keep the lead. The pitch. Foul tipped back into the netting. That'll make the count full. Iquez this year with 3 RBIs. He has a home run. Batting .211. Crowds the plate in the righty's batter's box. In the center of it, depth-wise as well. The payoff pitch for White. A much-needed out here if he can get it. Before that, a toss over to first again. Seems like that's his safety net just to break his rhythm if he's feeling uncomfortable a little bit, Adam.
It is, and this is a big, big pitch here. You can't load the bases with no outs in a 1-run game.
Claps will come from the crowd. A big at-bat for both sides. The 3-2. Foul tipped. We'll do it again.
This is a big part in the game, especially for Orleans, because Iquez has been one of the really only batters that's gotten on consistently today. He's reached on both of his plate appearances. The next 3 in the order are a combined 0 for 6.
This is the first time that Orleans has had a runner on third. Got their first runner in scoring position in the second. Claps will come again. White comes set at the belt. Runners on 1 and 3. A deep breath, he'll kick and fire. Popped up, right side. Craig will range under it just by his first base bag. He'll make the catch. And about as good as you could go to get the out right there for White.
I'll say that other than a strikeout, that is the best thing that could have happened because, it depends on who you talk to. Some coaches would rather take the double play and let the runner score, but now you have a chance to get out of the inning without giving up a run against this next batter.
Logan,
it's huge.
Logan Beavis out of Texas Tech is warming up in the bullpen for Bourne. Another pitcher getting ready is Ethan Foley for Orleans. Called strike on the first pitch to Jonathan Mendez at a UCSB. We talked about his wonderful locations in living. I'm not sure how UCSB's ballpark is, but Orleans has a fine one themselves here at Eldridge Park.
I'd imagine in Santa Barbara, California, not too bad.
Yeah, you got to think so. 0-1 pitch, cracked back, softly hit up the middle. Runner will score. Cooney on 1 hop, throws to first. A rocket to Craig in time to get the out. Not before the runner scores. There's 2 outs on the board, and Orleans ties the game at 1.
That's just unfortunate for the Braves because it's a good job by Blandon White to get soft contact, but it's just too soft. There was no way that Cooney could have turned 2. His only out was at first, and it was a nice play, an absolute rocket of a throw. However, it does tie the ball game.
Showing off those defensive abilities, Ryan Cooney. First game as a Brave was in the NECBL last year. White with 2 outs will offer a first pitch strike. Alejandro Garza, the new batter out of Cal Poly, another one of the Bay Area guys. Or rather, California guys, not Bay Area. 2 outs on the board and a runner on second base. Next pitch, low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs between the Braves and the Firebirds. It's a 1-1 game after the RBI ground out for Mendez. The kick and pitch. Big swing and a miss for Garza. Wind is picking up here from Eldridge Park. Orleans making this one interesting. It's 8:23 p.m. We're getting toward the end of this 6th inning. White pitches and gets it fouled back. Ball boys will get it. Bourne have had a really solid day all around, just struggling to close runners in scoring position. Orleans have gotten better offensively every inning. The 1-2. Breaking ball behind home plate. It will roll into the road behind Eldridge Park. One run on 6 hits for Bourne, 1 run on 4 hits for the Firebirds. It'll be a 1-2 count with 2 outs on the board. White dealing with a runner in scoring position, gives a look and works from the stretch in the center of the rubber. He kicks and deals, breaking ball high and in, squares up the count at deuces.
White's a big-time slider pitcher. It's really his main pitch. Goes with it close to 80% of the time. The issue is when you're so focused on the off-speed, some of these guys, when they don't have it, just don't have it, and White's control isn't 100% today.
The 2-2, Garza fouls it off once again above the first base dugout and out of play. Claps were coming. Last time they came, it was an RBI ground out for Orleans. Alejandro Garza digs back into the right side in a low squatting stance. Waggles the bat, receives the pitch. Left side of the infield, one hop fielded by Lewis, taps his glove. A soft toss across the diamond in time for out number 3. And Orleans will tie it up in the 6th. Bourne and Orleans tied at 1 run. But before we send it to a break, the third member of our team, in Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, has us. What do you got?
Well, Devon, the College World Series has come to an end, and LSU took home the trophy. That also means former Brave Chris Stanfield is a College World Series champion. Stanfield had a 2-run single in the final, giving the Tigers the lead over Coastal Carolina. Stanfield said in his post-game press conference that he went up to the plate with a clear mind and just wanted to do it for his team. He said the team had their ups and downs, and there's no team he would have rather won with than the Tigers. Devon?
New pitcher for Orleans when we come back. We'll see you in the top of the 7th inning after this short break, about 1 minute.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Welcome back to Cape League TV in Eldridge Park. It's Bourne and Orleans tied up at 1. It's been a fun game so far. Bourne bats not able to convert runners in scoring position, Adam.
Yeah, they weren't. They haven't been able to this game, and that's been an issue for the last couple of days. Luckily, in the last 2 games, it didn't haunt the Bravos, but you got to be better with runners on and with runners in scoring position. In 5 of the 6 innings today, the Bravos have stranded a man at second or third.
Orleans tie the game up in the bottom of the 6th. Bourne have had a lot of chances. Logan Hughes got his way to second last inning. Couldn't do it, but now there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Orleans Firebirds. It's the rising junior out of Cal Berkeley, Ethan Foley. His hometown is Lancaster, California, just about an hour and a half above L.A. And in his time with the Bears, went 3-3 in 49 innings pitched, 5.96 ERA, and a whip of 1.5. He comes in here mostly a strikeout pitcher, only 15 walks to his 56 Ks. Has had an appearance earlier this year against Falmouth where they lost that game 14-5. Pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 walk, struck out 2 with no hits. So the first batter he sees will be Gavin Kelly, the 9 batter for Bourne, who has looked phenomenal in his starting debut, takes a first pitch strike. From the windup, Foley kicks and deals. Big swing and a miss from Kelly on the breaking ball. Kelly so far 2 base hits, one of them an RBI, the only run of the day batted in for Bourne in this 1-1 ball game against Orleans. Rock and deal. And Kelly fouls it off.
You know, Foley's a really interesting arm. Right-hander out of Cal Berkeley. Spent a couple of years, though, at the junior college level, played for Olone College in Fremont, which is the south part of the Bay Area, and was incredible there.
Another opportunity for Kelly. Snatched out of the air by Iquez in shallow left field, the shortstop with a great grab.
Really nice play there by the shortstop to go back and get it. Almost a loop base hit for the third single of the day for Kelly.
Has shown great bat-to-ball skills so far, but we'll go back to the top of the order with John LeGrand. Yeah, Foley in his time at Olone had 92 strikeouts in 86 innings pitched. 3 games with double-digit Ks. That's huge stuff. LeGrand's going to ground one up the middle, scooped up by Iquez. Another throw to first. Both outs this inning for Orleans, both Iquez.
2 nice plays. That was a really smooth one from Iquez. It took an interesting bounce. The last second kind of hopped high into his glove, but he did a good job adjusting.
So it's 2 outs and now space for Ryan Cooney, the shortstop out of Oregon. He sees Foley for the first time. A called strike on the first pitch. Cooney still working out the kinks. 0 for 2 so far today. Next offering. Fastball low and away.
He did walk, though, back in the third and got all the way to third base. It's a good sign to see a batter be patient if he hasn't hit in a while.
Sometimes those guys just want to swing the bat. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball just inside, a called strike 2.
You got to find that good balance of a guy being patient and then, not being too patient and keeping the bat on your shoulders with 2 strikes.
Here's Foley in the 1-2 count. From the wind, he deals. Low in the dirt. Cooney was an excellent player out on the West Coast. A native to Portland, Oregon. Didn't travel far to Eugene. As the 2-2 is grounded up the middle. This one will get through. The first hit of the Cape season for Ryan Cooney comes in his 4th plate appearance. And Bourne's got a runner on.
It's a nice single back up the middle for Cooney. Just sent that ball right back where it came from. Really good 2-out, 2-strike approach. Just clean, solid hitting from Ryan Cooney.
Big school guy, and Braden Holcomb is digging into the right side. A strikeout, a put out, and a base hit bunt back in the third. He's on for the 4th time today in the batter's box with a runner on first. First offering from Foley against the new batter in Holcomb is low and inside. First time these two have met. 4th batter of the day for Foley.
I'd love to see Holcomb just demolish a ball here. Hit a double into the right center field gap. He's due for one of those big hits. Of course, he had the walk-off, but we haven't seen that much of his power this season. Just 1 extra base hit at double. I'd love to see him just demolish a ball right here.
Who wouldn't love to see that? Just a phenomenal player who deserves it more than anybody. 1 ball, no strikes, so look over to first while we were conversating. Now Foley deals. Fastball painted on the inner edge. Holcomb's going to step outside, readjust his Vanderbilt gold batting gloves, and step back in.
See, he's got a big rip in his pants.
He's had that since, I think, the 1st or 2nd game. The 1-1 comes home. Chopped down on home plate and foul. Dribbles toward the third base dugout. As Cade Lewis tosses it to a bat boy. One and 2 here to Holcomb. He'll step in. Runner on first is Cooney. Cooney hangs his arms low. Foley brings his arms high. Sets the belt. From the stretch, he kicks and deals. Holcomb late to it. Fouls one off out of play first base side.
It's a good job by Holcomb to just stay alive. Seems like now he's starting to time up Foley pretty well. If he gets a pitch that he likes, you could see him hit a long, long way.
Like you said, he's due. Hasn't had a huge game in quite a long time, over a week, which is a long time here in the Cape. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for Holcomb. Foley with a great showing, his first time this game, and Bourne and Orleans are tied at 1 as we send things to the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll be back in just about a minute. We'll see you in a few.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Well, we hope you got your stretch in. It's the bottom of the 7th inning for the Bourne Braves, and a new pitcher on the mound for them against the Firebirds. A 1-1 ball game here at Eldridge Park in bottom 7. Logan Beats the new pitcher for Bourne. First batter, rather it stays Landon White.
Steve is still getting loose in the pen, though.
He's close to coming in. First offering low and away. First batter is Dawson Bryce. Just an inning ago, Orleans put their first runner in. Bryce will sky one out to left field. He's commanded the outfield leader position in center. Has been a great glove for Bourne today.
The addition of Nick Groves, though, it makes sense to let LeGrand play left today, especially out here at Eldridge Park. This is a tough place to play in the outfield because of how deep it is in center, 434. Groves played a good amount of center field last season for Hyannis, so he understands this league, he understands this park and how things work. It makes sense to go with the more experienced guy out there in center.
Landon White now for his next batter, Jaden Bastian. New guy up, has been walked twice today. A deep breath for White, that's his routine. He fires high. It's a pinch hitter instead. Bastian replaced by Luke Nixon. Half swing, called strike. Here's White. Fastball high and outside, swing and a miss, strike 3.
It's a big bounce back from Landon White after struggling to start the bottom of the 6th. Let the first 2 runners reach to get 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Needed that badly. Trying to set up Bourne well if they can. Deep breath and fire. First pitch to lead off, and Taylor is swung on and missed. White, like we talked about before, has had some up and down outings. The last one was 1/3 where he allowed 5 earned runs. That's one you would call an outlier in most data sets. Second pitch, fouled. Back into the glove of Niels, and it's an 0-2 count. White ahead of the batter. You just don't really see that many runs in that little amount of innings. I'm going to do some quick math here to find the ERA just for that performance.
I can't.
135 ERA.
Yeah, I could never do that math. That was nuts out of you.
Check the math on that, if you don't mind. 0-2 pitch from White. Swing and a miss, strike 3. What an outing for White here in the 7th. We're through 7 at Eldridge Park, and Bourne are tied with Orleans at 1. I'll hand the play-by-play duties back to Adam Gotkin when we return on the other side.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
We're into the 8th, all even at 1 between the Bourne Braves and the Orleans Firebirds. Adam Gotkin and Devon Jarvis with you. Game number 9 of the season. Bourne with a chance to win 3 in a row for the first time. Same for Orleans. There is one change in the field as we're in the 8th inning. Javar Williams in center field after Jaden Bastian was taken out for a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 7th. Middle of the order up for the Bravos. Ethan Foley back out onto the mound. First pitch from the wind is hit hard, back up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher towards the second baseman, and Mendez throws to first in time for out number 1.
An unlucky sequence there, and Lewis, a big guy, just didn't have the wheels to beat it out. Hasn't been one of his better games. 0 for 4 for a guy who's going into this game batting .400.
Out number 1 brings Weber Niels to the plate. First pitch bounces off the plate and away from the catcher, Pisacreta, count 1-0.
It's funny because the best players on the team going into this game were Cade Lewis, Weber Niels, John LeGrand, and they have a combined 1 hit.
The pitch, just below the knees, 2-0. Niels is the one guy who's crossed home today for the Bravos. Walked back in the 2nd and came in to score on a Gavin Kelly hit. We're all even at 1 as the pitch is lifted in the air towards the second baseman, Mendez, who is playing shifted towards the left, and that's out number 2. So just like that, very quickly, 2 up, 2 down, and Nick Groves makes his way to the plate. The center fielder in his Bourne debut, 0 for 3 with a strikeout looking and a ground out to short as well as a ground out to second.
We saw it with the guys when the season started, but it takes time.
First pitch, in for a strike at the chest, the count 0-1.
It takes time for these guys to get settled in, especially the new ones.
Foley looks into the wind, the pitch. Swing and a miss, fastball upstairs, 0-2. Foley, a strike away from putting the Bravos down 1-2-3. The right-hander out of UC Berkeley looks in. Big presence on the mound. 6-3, deals and misses. Pitch inside, 1-2. Foley looks a little bit bigger than 6'3" at 215, really imposing. Kicks and fires, misses upstairs, 2-2. Groves hit over 360 last summer on the Cape, looking for his first hit. He stands in, watches the 2-2, and hits it hard, foul down the third base line. Count stays where it is with 2 balls and 2 strikes. You're with 2 gone in the top of the 8th, and the score even at 1. Groves digs back in. The pitch in the dirt. 3-2. Logan Hughes on deck. He's had a really good day so far. 2 for 2 with a walk. Bravo's looking to start a 2-out rally. Foley from the wind, the payoff pitch. Fouled back. Nice job by Groves to stay alive on a high fastball. Bourne won on a walk-off its last time out, 5-4 against Katuitt. It was the top of the order that got it done for Bourne as a swing and a miss on the payoff pitch. Groves is saying he wasn't ready, and Scott Landers is not happy because he was not looking at the pitcher, but that is strike 3, out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Ethan Foley, and we are into the bottom of the 8th. The score still 1-1. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
We're into the bottom of the 8th inning from Eldridge Park. Adam Gotkin and Devon Jarvis with you. We've got a really good game. 1-1 between Bourne and Orleans. It's 2-3-4 due up for the Firebirds, and a new pitcher into the game for the Braves. A big 6'6" right-hander out of Texas Tech, Logan Beavis, in for the second time this season. Made his debut against Hyannis last week, went 2 1/3, gave up 1 hit. 2 runs, both were earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. Both the runs that came in were the guys who reached via free passes. Mike O'Shaughnessy stands in to lead things off. 1 for 3 today. He's flown out to center field each of his last 2 times up. The left-hander stands in. The right-hander Beavis comes set. High kick in the first pitch. Ground ball hit sharp towards first, fielded by Craig, he takes it himself to the bag for out number 1. So 1 pitch and a ground out just like that. 1 up, 1 down. And that brings Michael Crossland to the plate. He's 1 for 3 today. Singled his last time up back in the 6th. Stole second, stole third, and then came in to score on a ground out. Bourne would love to do a quick work of Orleans with the bottom of the order. 7, 8, 9 due up in the top of the 9th. Beavis looks in and comes set. Kicks and fires. In for a strike on a fastball 0-1 to Crossland. Bourne with 7 hits today, Orleans with just 4. Both teams have been clean in the field, no errors. Score even at 1. The pitch, fouled back, another fastball, count 0-2. All these pitchers have been pretty decent with their control. 4 walks from the Bourne staff, 3 from the Orleans. Beavis set, he looks in. Kicks and fires. Did he go? They'll appeal to first. Yes, he did. Well, it took a while, but Mike Rabideau says that Michael Crossland swung. I didn't think there was any doubt about it. And that's a strikeout, first of the day for Beavis, out number 2 of the 8th.
And Fonseca at home plate at the end of the top of the 8th was bickering back and forth between Scott Landers. Dugout yelled for him to check, was not wanting to, finally does so and gets the strikeout.
Sebastian Pisacreta steps up, 0 for 2 today. First pitch, outside, 1-0. Pisacreta walked his last time up and was stranded at second. Firebirds have stranded 3 runners in scoring position today, and 6 on in total. Beavis, the big right-hander, looks in, rocks back and forth, and comes set. The pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball. 1-1 the count here with 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th, and the score even at 1. Still a big crowd, a very active crowd. They really get engaged as we pause for another second because of a car in right field that's got its headlights on.
There's got to be a solution for this.
Oh, and there's the headlights off.
Adam, this is your 5th time to Eldridge Park. Has this ever happened in the past?
I don't remember it happening. Yeah, I don't remember, but with the cars facing the field, every time they turn on, the headlights turn on. Beavis set. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Interesting, because there was EMS at Chatham out in center field that they didn't pause the game for. But they'll pause the game for these ones. That gets us more controllable here.
7 Firebirds have been retired in order. Beavis sets, fires. Appeal to first. He got him. That's back-to-back check swing strike 3s on appeal to first. Mike Rabideau helping out the Bravos. Back-to-back Ks and the bottom of the 8th. And we're into the 9th. The score 1-1. But before we step aside, we'd like to thank a few of our sponsors.
Are you ready to dominate the diamond and pitch like a pro with a Cape Zone Keith Bildeau? Join us at the K-Plex, where champions are made. Don't just play the game, own it. Visit the K-Plex today and unleash your full potential. Located at 6 Forest Park Drive in Bourne, find us on Facebook or at thekplex.com. Elevate your game at the K-Plex. Braves fans looking for the best breakfast on the Cape? Stop by Corner Cafe, your go-to spot for delicious, made-from-scratch breakfasts served 7 days a week. From fluffy pancakes to sizzling bacon and fresh brewed coffee, Corner Cafe in Pecasset has everything you need to start your day right. Just a short drive from Dorn Park. Come taste why locals call it the best breakfast in town.
7-8-9 due up for Bourne in the 9th. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
We're into the 9th inning, all tied up at 1 between Bourne and Orleans. 7-8-9 due up for the Bravos. A new pitcher into the game for the Firebirds. It's a right-hander out of the University of San Diego, Steele Murdoch. He's already pitched twice this season. Has gone 2 innings, 1 each time out. He's given up 1 hit, hasn't walked anyone, has struck out 3, given up no runs. Last time out for Murdoch, he got the save in a 3-1 win over Harwich. That came 3 days ago. Logan Hughes stands into the box. He's 2 for 2 with a walk today. Murdoch, the right-hander, 6'2", comes into the line. First pitch. Misses low. Fastball at the knees. 1-0. Murdoch, a native of Harriman, Utah, just south of Salt Lake City. Comes into the wind and deals. Called strike on a fastball, 1-1.
Big day for Utahns. Ryder Lyons just committed to BYU.
One of the top recruits in the class of 2026. From the wind, here's the pitch. Bounces in front of the plate, 2-1. Bravos won on a walk-off last time out on Sunday. Would love for another dramatic victory today. Murdoch, the wind and the pitch. Hit in the air towards left field, carrying back. Taylor towards the wall, and it's out of here. Logan Hughes with a homer over the short porch wall in left field, and Bourne leads it 2-1 in the top of the ninth. Second bomb of the season for Logan Hughes. Second homer in the ninth inning, and Bourne leads.
How huge is that? Bourne, the way things are looking right now, could see 2 ninth-inning go-ahead runs. This is exceptional. And Hughes, a much-needed bomb.
First pitch to Jacob Craig in for a strike in the count 0-1. I mean, that ball just kept carrying off the bat. I thought there was no chance it was going out, but with how short that fence is, it really doesn't have to go far. The 0-1 hit towards the third base side, fielded by the shortstop, Ickes, who's playing in the shift. He fires towards first, and that's out number 2. Out number 1 after the home run. Now Gavin Kelly comes up. But back to that homer, I mean, it was probably about 30 feet to the right of the foul pole, where it is still far less than 350 feet. It was right between the 300 and 350 feet sign. So the first pitch to Kelly is in for a strike on a fastball.
Right at the Bourne bullpen, and I believe a pitcher in the bullpen actually caught it without having to move.
It puts Bourne up 2-1 here in the top of the ninth. Kelly's 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. The pitch hit hard into left field, and this time it bounces in front of Taylor. A 1-out single for Gavin Kelly, and he's got 3 hits today. It brings us back up the top of the order. John LeGrand walks to the plate. He's 1 for 4. His only hit came on the very first pitch of the day. But it'd be big here if Bourne could get some insurance ahead of the bottom of the ninth, where Orleans has the heart of its order up. 5, 6, 7. From the stretch, Murdoch deals. Misses low and inside. The number 2 hitter, Ryan Cooney, on deck for Bourne. The number 3 hitter, Braden Holcomb, in the hole. Bravos up 2-1. Top of the ninth. Kelly stands on first. Murdoch, the right-hander, comes set. Kicking the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1 to LeGrand, the left-handed hitter. Murdoch kicks and deals. Runner going. Pitch in the dirt. Throw to second's a good one, but Kelly beat it out. Perfectly placed by Pisacreta, right where Kelly's foot went, but the speedy second baseman was just a little bit too fast, beat it out, and the Bravos have a man in scoring position here in the top of the ninth with a 1-run lead.
I love what I've seen from Gavin Kelly today. He's been all over offensively, 3 hits already.
2-1 to LeGrand. He hits a chopper foul down the first base line, fielded by O'Shaughnessy. As the count 2-2. Logan Hughes, home run, put the Bravos up in the top of this inning. As the leadoff hitter. It's the second homer of the season for Hughes. His first came back on opening day. LeGrand looking to make it a 2-run lead, but he gets a piece of that pitch. Fouls it back towards the catcher, Pisacreta, who dropped it. The count stays where it is at 2-2. Grand has 3 RBIs this season. Kelly, who stands at second, is yet to cross home. If he does here, would give the Bravos a 2-run lead. The pitch, swing and a miss. Murdoch pulled the string. Legrand way out in front of it. It's 2 gone here in the 9th, and Ryan Cooney stands in. 1 for 3 in his Bourne debut. That hit came his last time up in the 7th. Murdoch comes set at the belt, looks back to second. First pitch, in for a strike outside part of the plate on an off-speed 0-1. The pitch, fouled back towards the on-deck circle where Braden Holcomb makes a one-handed grab. So the count 0-2.
What a big spot here for Cooney. Hasn't seen runners in scoring position when he's been up.
Steele Murdoch can get out of this here. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball, he blew it right past Steele Murdoch. That's back-to-back Ks to get out of a jam. That does it for the top of the 9th, but not before the Bravos take the lead on a Logan Hughes slam. We're into the bottom of the 9th inning. Logan Beavis back out onto the mound to try and close things out. Don't go anywhere. It's the Heart of the Orleans Order up when we come back.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Bottom of the 9th inning. Bourne 3 outs away from winning 3 games in a row for the first time this season. The Braves lead the Orleans Firebirds 2-1. Logan Beavis, 6'6" right-hander out of Texas Tech, back out onto the mound for his second inning. He put the Firebirds down 1-2-3 on a ground out to first and 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the 8th. Elijah Iquez, the shortstop, is the leadoff hitter. He stands in the right-handed box. First pitch, fouled back off the plate, 0-1. Iquez 0 for 2 with a walk today. His batting average on the season is .250. Iquez holds his hands against his pine tar cover bat, swings it forward, and digs into the right-handed box. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Beavis has looked really strong through now 4 batters. Looking to retire the first 4 he sees on this pitch. Here it is. Fouled off, first base side, out of play. There is action in the Bourne bullpen in case he's needed. Jonathan Stevens getting loose. Bottom of the 9th inning. 1-run game. Bravos looking to win their second straight 1-run game. Third straight game in general. Here's the 0-2. Fouled off again by Ikes. Crowd quiet here at Eldridge Park. Locked into the action on the field. 1-run game in the bottom of the 9th. Beavis kicks and fires. Misses low. Beavis fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, cutter. Really mixes things up with his arsenal. And he now comes set. The pitch, fouled off again. Ikes staying alive with the count 1-2.
A battle here for Ikes, and boy, is it coming at a good spot. Orleans kind of get their heart ripped out after that Logan Hughes bomb, and they're still trying to stay in it.
Right-hander comes set. The kick and the pitch, inside, ball 2. That home run, by the way, from Logan Hughes, 329 feet off the bat, 101 miles an hour. So barely out, but got it done. Beavis sets with the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again. Ikes still staying alive. A nice battle here to get this bottom of the 9th going. Bourne up 2-1. Both teams searching for a 3-game win streak for the first time this season. One will go home empty-handed. The big right-hander comes set. And fires. Upstairs, 3-2. Ikes is battling. He's walked 5 times this season, or 6 times this season, actually, because he walked back in the 2nd in his first appearance. Looking to start a rally. Ikes stands in. Beavis sets. The pitch. Fouled off, third base side. Beavis lost his footing after he released it. Big right-hander looks down at his left wrist. Gets the signs on the pitch comm and looks in. Beavis set just above the belt. The pitch. Rocketed in the air towards deep center field. Groves moving over, and he makes the catch in right center for out number 1. A long at-bat to get the bottom of the 9th underway, but it's a fly out to center, and that brings up Jonathan Mendez.
And that one nearly broke him. It was just a battle from both sides. And just what a fighter Beavis is to stay in that at-bat. You throw that many good pitches in a row, and at one point you let one miss, and he didn't.
That brings Jonathan Mendez to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today, but got an RBI his last time up on a ground out. Right-handed hitter. Digs in. Beavis comes set. First pitch. Ground ball. Third base side. Lewis moves in. Fields throws to first. In time for out number 2. Bourne's 1 out away. And it's the third baseman, Alejandro Garza, who's the last hope. Or actually, no, a pinch hitter for the Firebirds. Here with 2 gone in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's number 33, the catcher out of George Washington University, Robbie Lavie. The left-handed hitter is 2 for 7 this season with 2 walks and a strikeout. The Firebirds' last hope. Bourne up 2-1 here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. Logan Beavis comes set. The first pitch popped up straight back to the netting, 0-1. The crowd's silent. The few Bourne fans giving shouts of encouragement. 0-1. Fastball upstairs, 1-1. Beavis takes a deep breath, adjusts his belt, gets his sign, and looks in. The right-hander comes set. The 1-1 offering. In for a strike. Fastball inside part of the plate. It's 1-2. The Bravos a strike away from winning a pitcher's duel for the first time this year. 2-1. Bottom of the ninth. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Beavis set. The kick and the pitch. Ground ball towards short. Fielded by Cooney. He fires to first in time for out number 3. And Bourne has won 3 in a row for the first time this season. Bourne beats Orleans 2-1. A pitcher's duel at Eldridge Park. Always a great battle when these two teams meet. And Bourne comes out on top as the Braves and the Firebirds battle for the first time this season.
Just a fight from both sides that you got to admire. Both teams coming into this game on that 2-game winning streak. And it just seems like Bourne have found something recently. And it's not just skill. It's what they bring in their minds from off the field. It's the mentality to stay in games late. Don't let free passes or errors ruin their chances. And when we've seen those eliminated, Bourne has won games. And like you mentioned, Adam, first time on the year they've won 3 straight.
Great outing from the Bourne pitching staff. Just the second time this season that they've given up just 1 run. Alex Valentine, Landon White, and Logan Beavis gave up just 4 combined hits, walked just 4 batters, and struck out just 5, but enough to give the Braves a 2-1 lead. The offense, it was Weber Niels who scored the first run on a Gavin Kelly single, and then Logan Hughes who had a 324-foot home run into left to give the Braves the lead in the top of the 9th. And again, the final 2-1. Before we say good night, this broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. We thank you all so much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. The Bravos back in action tomorrow at home at 6 p.m. Oh, boy, that should be a fun one from Dorn Park. Jared Saltalamacchia, Bourne's former 3-year assistant coach, making his return as the manager of the Falmouth Commodores. We hope to see you then, but signing off from Eldridge Park for our sideline reporter, Gabriella Voccio, our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, our producer, Gabriella Voccio, my play-by-play broadcaster, Devon Jarvis. I'm Adam Gotkin saying so long and have a great night.